do that.
No, but that's not what I'm. But what I'm saying is because you don't know what they was doing when it was 50, when it was only 50 years old, though, bro. They might have been calling a nigga who was fucking still trying to do the shit from day
This
one
shit
on,
over
though,
with,
bro.
trap.
Huh?
Nah, man, trap,
Come on, start
trap,
over. You got it.
trap. They,
Hey, I ain't
they,
gonna lie.
I chat this
I
for
feel
60
like
right
we
here. This for
gotta
60.
like. It'd be cool because it'd be like discussions and shit, but in reality though,
It's
it's
gonna be
like
tough.
we got to stop trying to treat music like it has to be dissected and it needs to go
Fact.
this way. They need to do
Yeah,
this,
that's
they
a
need to
fact.
do that. Because at the end of the day, when we get older, or even at our age now, when we go listen to old shit, we don't listen to it because they did this or they statistically sold this or they dropped every week or they didn't drop every week. We listen to it because we like it and it put us in a good mood, bro. Like that's all it's
That's
for, bro.
real.
But
It's not.
you know why we do
That's true.
dissect it though? Because from the jump, because from the start of it though, B, it was like a science. Know what I'm saying the way hip hop all came together. Know what I'm saying it came together like on some like. Know what I'm saying we did some shit that out of the abnormal. Know what I'm saying so the way we created this shit, it was always dissected within the way of yeah, that shit right there hot, that shit not. Know what I'm saying like that. Know what I'm saying
And
so.
niggas gotta stop the cap like it was just so much
It wasn't
different,
always
bro.
it wasn't always nice niggas back. Everybody wasn't
Cause
dope.
Nah,
Yeah.
everybody back
this what I'm
then was
saying
not
though.
Yeah,
This
good.
what
go
I'm
ahead, Tomo.
saying though. This what I'm saying though. Like niggas saying all that longevity shit. Nigga, name somebody else from back then that can drop an album right now.
Yo,
Besides
I
him,
just said before, if you look at the people who was out in 1994, B,
Jay-Z and him is the only niggas who could do
And,
that.
only
and
one.
Snoop
I
Dogg.
just said
Wait,
that.
was
Snoop
Fab?
also
Who
too.
Snoop,
just
Yeah,
dropped
what
an
Snoop,
Fab
album?
Fat
was?
Nah,
Joe,
Fab was like
Fat
98.
Joe, and
Fab was like
Snoop Dogg also.
Scarface,
Scarface,
Too
Faith.
Short.
Fat
Ghost,
Joe.
Yeah,
Ghost
Dog.
can't,
Scarface.
Ghost can't drop
But
an album and you
it's
won't
a
check
very
Ghost.
short
It's
it's a very short
technically
Well,
album.
anybody can. Like all them niggas can
Yeah.
drop one if
they
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 want
are
to. But
gatekeepers though.
what y'all
Nah, they
saying
got core
relevant though? I
fans.
don't feel like he's relevant. I just feel like
No, no,
he got
none
a
of them are
fan.
relevant.
Man,
I don't feel
Coogee
like
rap.
Nas is
Outkast, Fat
relevant. I
Joe,
don't feel like
Cast.
Hold on,
Coogee
hold on,
rap
hold
and
You
on,
got
Kane dropped the
Outkast.
project and that shit was
Hold
Who
ass.
on.
said?
Who
What do
said
you?
none of
What do
them
you
hold
are
on.
mean
Who
relevant?
said
by?
who
What?
said
One mic,
Nas not
one
relevant?
mic,
21.
bro.
bro,
No,
That's
bro,
no,
not
we
what he
didn't
bro,
say
One
that.
said.
mic,
That's not
one
No,
what he
mic.
bro,
said.
no.
One mic,
no.
yo.
He's not relevant. He just has a
Yeah, I'll be right
loyal
back,
ass
yo.
fan base.
Thank
He
you.
just has a loyal fan base and he still make good ass music. But
They don't have
like
a core fan base,
relevant,
bro.
Nas
what
not
y'all
relevant.
Kids didn't
what
wake up and
what's
download
y'all
that nigga.
definition of
Nah.
relevant, bro?
Core.
Well, I'm
I
glad
was just
It's
21
relevant.
I was
Hold
just
on,
giving
Y'all
one
got
mic,
me.
yo.
All right, let me jump in right here. So, it appears that like 21 was basically saying that okay, and I guess by the way, 21 was a good dude. That's my guy, right? But I think he's trying to make a point to say someone like Nas. He's not picking on Nas, but obviously Nas has dropped an album, so he's a topic of conversation. He said someone like Nas ain't really relevant. Nas has a core fan base who's been supporting him from like the 90s, and it's just the same core fan base like that's fucking with him. It's kind of like, like imagine the chat niggas just always rocking with me while maybe like I don't have a mainstream fucking following, right? I actually disagree with Savage with this because he starts talking about the opinion of what is relevancy. And I gotta say this. Nas is dropping on a week that we have Glorilla dropping. And with all due respect to Glorilla, I fuck with Glorilla. Glorilla is tremendously talented. She is my favorite female artist at this time. Nas is gonna outsell her. Nas has done no promo. He put up one tweet, one Instagram post. He's away doing rich nigga shit. Gives no fucks about this. No promo, no nothing. This is the third album in a trilogy. And he's gonna outsell Glorilla. And every ratchet bitch that's running around here is FREE, fuck nigga free. What does relevancy mean if you're not selling nothing? This is the same thing I had to say when Freddie Gibbs. That's why me and Freddie Gibbs got into it. Freddie Gibbs was like, yeah, Jeezy not relevant. And I said, well, Jeezy sold the same amount as you. So if he's not relevant, you're not relevant. The point is this. If we say Nas is irrelevant, we have to say to what audience. And then we should have a qualitative discussion about Does that even matter? Okay. The younger audience loves Glorilla. But what would you rather have? Do you rather have the older audience who are just going to make you outsell Glorilla, or the people who talk all day about you, F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free? They on, everybody on, this is what everybody on fucking TikTok is doing. They doing that like a motherfucker, but they're not buying no records. What is relevancy? Is it because we talking about you? Because there's a lot of people that get talked about that don't get paid. If Nas outsell these niggas that we call popping, and he does no promo, I don't care if it's his cult fan base who might be 50 or 60, he's relevant to the culture. Now, is he relevant to the audience that fuck with Glorilla and Youngboy? No. But hip-hop has expanded. In reality, I keep telling people, you know why Big Ak is the biggest media journalist right now in hip-hop? Because you could turn a niche into some mainstream shit. You just need to gain enough soldiers on your side. You don't got to appeal to everybody. You think everybody like me? No. But let me say something, viral. You just need enough fucking soldiers. So here's the point what I'm trying to say. And they might look at, say, the Shade Room and be like, yo, Ak is irrelevant to us. As long as I'm relevant to the people that I fuck with and I got enough numbers to counteract that, am I not relevant to the entire conversation? And I think that's what we're getting into. It's hard for me to say that Nas is irrelevant. Now, it's a good, I would agree if it says, yo, Nas is less hot compared to his previous self in previous years. That's obvious. He's selling less. Clearly, he's been consumed less. But niggas is selling 30K, we call him popping. Niggas is selling 15K, we call him, yo, this nigga got the clubs lit. Do you get what I mean? The whole point of at least what I'm saying is that I would agree with Savage if he says Nas isn't relevant to the younger audience. That's a fact. But Nas is relevant to the culture. There are 55, and by the way, I can't wait to report these sales. It's not going to be too crazy. But I guarantee what's going to be happening, because I looked at the streaming for Nas. I already got a prediction, but I just ain't tweeted out yet. Waiting for a couple more things. A lot of Nas fans going to put the money down. They older now. They used to buying records. They're going to put the money down, purchase the record. I don't know if he's doing a vinyl, but if he is, they're going to put that money down and do it. Oh, you want to be relevant to a bunch of 15-year-olds who got no credit card? All they could do is type so-and-so better? Okay, that's cool too. It might make it look like it's popping. But again, we're living in a time where I think relevancy has to be dissected, where are we talking about relevant to the entire culture or relevant to the youth? Usually when I say a nigga is irrelevant, I mean they're irrelevant to the youth. Now, if Savage said that Nas is kind of irrelevant to the youth, I wouldn't even say nothing. But irrelevant, period? I don't know. Anyway, let me keep playing this conversation.
No, he's not. He's not relevant. He just has a loyal ass fan base.
Thank you.
He just has a loyal fan base that and he still make good ass music. But
they don't
like,
have a core fan base.
What y'all?
Kids didn't wake up and download.
What's y'all
that
definition of relevant, bro?
Hold on.
Well, I'm glad.
Hold on. One mic, please. Does relevancy only exist within the youth?
No, relevancy is popular opinion and popular opinion. Nobody's looking for knowledge.
So then what I'm saying is this though right here. So since I'm a 41-year-old, know what I'm saying? Not
closely connected or appropriate to what is being done or considered.
The best example of this relevancy shit is Nas just dropped a project today. It's a great project. He did his thing. He's Nas, right? But Hove dropped a verse on God Did and the world went into a frenzy. The world of all ages, not
Your
just the
world went
older
into
people.
a frenzy.
Man, they been talking about Glorilla,
Your
bro.
world
They
went
been
into a
talking
frenzy.
about Nas.
Talk about Glorilla. That's crazy.
That's a fact.
But I want to ask you. You had mentioned, okay, Nas doesn't have relevancy. What do you mean by that? That he doesn't have relevancy?
I don't know what y'all consider relevant. So maybe
back to the point, and I use this, as like just a place to kind of pivot. What is, as they ask Savage, what do you call relevancy? I think when people think relevancy, they automatically just think the youth, because in reality, Nas's music is consumed more than Glorilla. But would you say Glorilla is irrelevant? Because if she's consumed less than Nas, and if you think Nas is irrelevant, she must be relevant. You wouldn't say that, right? You say she's lit. Again, most of the stuff is kind of, and that's why like hip hop, that's why I think some of the older dudes, they feel real salty. Even when I said the Broken Dusty shit, they were really in their feelings, is because, hip hop is kind of predicated towards the youth. But right now, I do believe that hip hop is changing where it matters if you're like a seasoned person. Like, put it like this. This is Nas. Okay? His new album, which he's going to sell this shit the fuck out. He's going to be performing at the Garden, okay? It's going to be 20,000 people up in that bitch. In February, it's 20,000 people. Glorilla could promote for like 5 months. She not selling more than 10,000 tickets. I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas say. It could be in Memphis, nigga. That's just a fact. So what do you call relevant? And that's what I was just trying to say, is like, we have to say relevant to certain age groups. Or if we want to say relevant to the culture, I got to say Nas has some relevance to the culture. I'm sorry to say. This is Madison Square Garden. All them niggas who you see selling 20,000, 25,000, they're not selling out the Garden. Being honest with y'all. Let me get back to the clip.
Use the wrong word.
Relevant to
Ain't nobody under 30 waking up checking for Nas.
That's a fact.
That's a
I hate to say it, bro.
You
I'm
mean
keep it
under
real
40.
with you, family.
That's not.
I'm gonna keep it gangster with you, family. I mean, if you want to say for the young kids,
this nigga sound like my son.
You can have that, because I can't determine who's listening to Nas in the age bracket. But people are checking for Nas when people been asking for King Disease 3 since like Magic or whatever the case may be. So we have been checking for Nas and have been fucking with Nas.
But yeah, but I'm
check
saying
that demographic,
that's
bro.
because,
who was asking for that?
okay,
but
fan base, bro.
But this a thing, though, bro. That means he's still relevant. Because if he wasn't relevant, that means wouldn't nobody be checking for this.
That's
man
for his core fans, my
nigga. But it still means
that ain't
relevant,
what relevant
bro.
mean, though, bro. That's not what.
No, that's not relevant means to you.
Nigga, that's not what relevant means, period.
Oh, man. Bro, no, that's not what it means to you, homie. Like I said.
Bro.
Okay, so let me say this real quick.
Yo, as we go further into the future with hip hop, you're going to have some people who are going to be like, yo, let's not even think about, Nas been in this game for a long time. And by the way, Nas is a legend. So, of course, and also I love Nas, I mean? Like, I met Nas. Nas gave me so much fucking props, like, in person. I was just like fucking shocked. I'm a big Nas fan. Anyway, beyond that though, it's like say 2 Chainz. Is 2 Chainz relevant? That's a good question to ask, right? It depends to who, right? To the people who goes to his trap museum and does all this stuff and likes all that pretty girls of trap shit, like, they might say yes. It's relevancy is now based on who you're asking, because, for example, there's somebody who's 15 that nobody's more relevant than Yeet. You know what I mean? And there's somebody else who's probably like 18 or 19 or 20 that nobody's more relevant than Youngboy. And then there's somebody who says there's nobody more relevant than Kendrick or Cole or Drake. And then you go a little bit older and be like, yo, well, I don't know if I would say Wayne and them, because they're not active enough. But you get my drift, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna play like a minute more of this, and then I need y'all to help me find an interview because I don't know if this is real, but I've been seeing a lot. All right.
So
think about it like
music.
this.
All right,
Music
so
is
look,
broke down in
let's say I
different
started
generations.
rapping in 1995, and in 2022 I do a concert, and all my fans that were my fans in 1995 are there. Am I relevant, or do I just have a loyal fan
That's
base?
just a core fan base, bro. A
That's a
loyal
core
fan
fan
base.
base.
That's all it is.
Let me say
Hey,
this.
real quick, can I
That's
throw
called a
this in?
core
I
fan base.
think
Hold on, one mic. One mic.
One mic. Let
I
me say
think
something about
relevant would
that
be
though.
like
I
him
just went
doing
to
what
One
is
mic.
going on.
All right. I'm gonna just cut this off. Anyway, yeah. Well, I think that's a good discussion to have.